lower bracket finals between the Red Terminators and the Geeks as we walk into game number 1.
Turns out Beloyski will be the one on that Matilda, and a boy is on the Angela. So it will not be Angeloy, but I think it's equally dangerous to have Beloyski in his element. Looking at the emblems by Dunia Games, agilities, and the Wilderness Blessing for the Grok and the Valentina. They're all trying to rotate really fast because Bigatron
with the flicker here, a boy, very low, great skill, but it seems like Torizo will unlock the first kill here in the first minute of the game. Lethal Wonder secured by the side of GEEKFAM though.
It's usually a Beloyski move, but now he himself, he might be in trouble here. Super Key looking for a chance. Get one more, but it will not be allowed. As I was saying, Bigatron Alpha, well known for being dangerous, deadly, up to 15 minutes, so expect aggression full on in the early game.
Wow, aggression from both of these teams, no? Look at Nile and the way that he's just propping against Bigatron Alpha in that mid lane, but going back to the emblem choices, Super Key, that's a very unique choice, is it not?
Choice for the emblems? It's a Brave Smite for that Grok for a bit more survivability, especially because he is serving as the main front line if they are planning on using that Uranus as a split push tool. But right now you can see that the pressure is very much on GEEKFAM. They have all the saves, all the shielding, but the damage and the danger all comes from Bigatron. Already spending 2 battle spells defensively right here. We'll see if they want to contest it turtle early or wait for the second, because losing in a fight, especially against a Martis, that is a dangerous preposition with the resets coming in from the Decimus.
Nile quite chunked. Torizo though, below half HP now. The turtle just touched here by the side of Bigatron Alpha, but will they commit this is still up in the air. Key now chunked. Oh, will they commit this Key? It seems like the answer is no. As GEEKFAM looking for an opening, now jumps in with Hard Guard as well, raging Sun from Flicker. A boy secures the kill. Now Moreno jumps in and out as well, but the turtle will fall to the hands of Beloyski. Beloyski now low mana, but it seems like Manile in the back will look to escape. Super Ken, very low, 1 HP Luke, looking for the kill, doesn't get it.
Wow, Geek winning it out on all fronts, but it's not over yet.
Ooh, even securing the kill onto Super Sorizo. An unfortunate conclusion for Bigatron Alpha. Going in individually, kind of spread apart, and the fact that Super Key was unable to land the wild charge onto anyone right there. Oh! As I say, the caster curse strikes again.
What a pick from Super Key. Both of these teams, they're going at it, just a brawl happening. You'd expect the same aggression between Bigatron Alpha and Alter Ego, but look at GEEKFAM just really coming out on top as well. Taking a look at the talent predictions, though, it looks like it's a one versus everybody situation here. Owl finds beauty in the Bigatron lineup.
For once, Papulong not the only one out. But Bigatron again, trying to exert the pressure, but with a setback early on. It's going to be a tad bit more difficult. And you can see the difference in effectiveness of disturbance between Super Key and Beloyski on that Matilda. He will be able to slide away from this danger, though, but Beloyski can't say the same.
See, circling Eagle. Seems like just to poke around, just to even escape from the 2v1. And again, I mentioned that the mid laner should be Angela. Why? Because Angela needs more items. It's more item dependent if you compare it to Matilda.
Depends on how you want to play it out, Goni, but that is generally the case. And so also with the wave clear that the Angela provides, it's a much better option compared to the Matilda. I do feel like in this match, though, the time bomb is in the gold lane. Once Marky gets the power spike, and a boy and Beloyski are ready to give him all the shielding and support he needs, it's gonna blow up right in the faces of Bigatron. And I think they recognize that, but they have been unable to bring all the fights towards the gold lane.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I was expecting that as well, right? Pressure into the gold lane, but for the most part, because of how active everyone else is in the mid and towards the neutral objectives. Oh, wait a minute.
Raging Sandstorm Super Ken now taken very low, but it seems like, the damage will come through towards Beloyski here. Another member, Luke, falls as Sorizo plays another. It's 3 members taken out, plus the turtle.
And the instant a gold shifts towards the Red Terminators here as Super Ken going in very aggressively, still in the mid side, and a boy can't do much for the moment. Look at Moreno.
All terrified, the damage comes through, flickers out of the vicinity. Bigatron now holding on. They have the lead, but it seems like the structures here will be taken up firstly in that bottom lane.
With how scrappy everything is, right? Who does it favor? Does it favor Bigatron Alpha's composition or GEEKFAM as they go in once again?
Blazing duet, circling eagle. But no commitments here. Very good. But in the bottom side of the map, you can see Super Chorizo quite chunked. But then again, he is Uranus.
Ooh. Well, I think it's quite even in the late game because for Bigatron Alpha, they have the macro playmaking to rely on. But for GEEKFAM, it's all about those team fights. When it comes to damage output, the Bruno and the Claude are a bit similar in output, but I think the Claude is a lot more shreddier, if that's even a real word. And Marky on the Bruno will be doing a lot more burst damage as we take a look at there. The crits already dealing a big problem. But against the front line, maybe it's going to be a bit more manageable. So it comes down to, again, how the fight begins and how it plays out.
Because in terms of power spikes, there's certain power spikes that we need to be aware of, right? The fact that Steve needs a few more items, I think, to come online. He's already level 8. I'm not really sure how far he is on items. Meanwhile, Marky already with the Berserker Fury. So these are kind of tells as to when it favors which side a little bit more in these team fights.
Well, CV went for a bit more of a defensive option. He went for the steel leg plates and also the armor edition boots to ensure that he can actually stay alive in these big fights. He's not on the golden staff just yet. And for Marky, on the Bruno, I think his power spike comes a bit earlier. The big problem, though, I think, is in the EXP lane. Luke needs to be ahead to actually make those big plays happen. But Chorizo is the one dictating all the pace. But now GEEKFAM, they are undeterred, going in against Bigatron.
Let's see if Venom Execution has involved Chorizo, though, chunked very low. Still survives. Zoloyski now jumps in with a circling eagle. Seems like looking for space. Raging Sandstorm as well. Take a look at that. Chorizo taking out Luke. Now very low, but the Lord or the Turtle will find the hands of Super Ken. Luke quite low now, jumps in. But no, it will be a trade, a kill for a Turtle.
Finally, the flash of the Oasis completed for the Matilda, but Beloyski now getting hit by Super Ken.
Hey!
Gets decimated. And a boy running for his life.
Oh, a boy now, no flick there, gets taken now. Super Ken finds the double. Now the mid lane falls. Super Ken, they find it. They find the early game. I expected the mobility controlled by GEEKFAM, but no, now top lane. Chunks. Luke with the heal, canceled with the barrier. Take a look at the wild charge. The coordination from the red robot.
What is going on with Bigatron Alpha? How are this coordinated? Super Ken is a monster, a super key. His initiation has been so on point, and finally we get to see the items to see how far both of these teams go. But even now, look at this, Super Chorizo! That's how much damage he's receiving from Beloyski himself, and I think something big's gonna happen here. Are they gonna go for yet another pick onto this bottom side?
Maybe.
Turns out it won't be the case just yet. But for GEEKFAM, this is the problem. You have two supports, that's good for you, but how are you supposed to begin fights? Beloyski using the circling eagles again and again, but he's not really finding any value targets, and now it seems like he's a bit too squishy to really be dangerous. And look at the barriers from Super Key, man. Oh, an engage too!
Good raw charge, Beloyski now holding on, but it seems like now the damage will not come through. Good disengage there. As GEEKFAM, they again looking for a trade, but Moreno overextends, gets taken down. Super Ken, very low, does not commit to a fight just yet. It's a 5v4 technically, but in the mid lane, Chorizo now will be able to escape.
And this is a 2,800 gold lead now for the Red Robots for Bigatron Alpha, and it's counting. And I completely agree with the opinion that Gani mentioned earlier on. The fact that it's Bigatron Alpha that's been able to control most of how things are going on, the tempo in the early game, despite a GEEKFAM's high mobility and high rotational choices. But Beloyski goes in here.
Yeah. See, conceal play as well. Hardcore now blazing duet. Now will not find anyone. Oh, take a look at the backside. No, shave it. Taken down by Luke. Great IQ. Chorizo now, next target. But it seems like now with the 5v4, Bigatron will be forced to retreat.
Finally, you see the value of this double roam pick. No engage, but look at how confidently Marky can just walk up and deal that damage. Especially with the item power spikes. I believe he only has 2 items, the Has Claw and the Berserker's Fury. And now he went for the mana boots as well. He needs the mana to stay in the fight, and with the lifesteal, he can stay on the Land of Dawn indefinitely. especially with the healing that both the roamers and the mid laner can provide for him. Bigatron Alpha needs to find a way to deal with this. Lower the healing, crowd control him down. Whatever it is, they gotta do it fast before GEEKFAM fall into that tempo.
And it's starting to look like they are here, Arashi. Gani as well. 10 minutes in, this means that the Lord has already spawned into the Land of Dawn. For both of these junglers, they're both at level 12. Actually, Super Ken just got level 13, so he's a level ahead. It's going to favor him in this engage. And it's interesting. Will Nile be able to take this Lord?
We've seen him pull off the miracle steals before. It's still possible. But with Super Chorizo on the other side of the map, seems like a boy going to be tasked on clearing that wave and taking advantage of the global hard guard. As Beloyski is forced to use a circling eagle super early, that's a big win for Bigatron Alpha.
Yeah, it seems like here both teams just hovering here. The Lord even just toyed with the members of Bigatron, but it seems like Nile wants to find an opening to fight. GEEKFAM holding on both, though. Top lane heavily favors the side of Bigatron Alpha. GEEKFAM looking for a cheeky opening as take a look at the Lord now. 15,000 HP. Beloyski very low. Bigatron Alpha now controlling.
Whoa.
Torn Rose and of course Phantom Execution used as well. Hard guard now. Retreat battle. It will fall in the hands of Super Ken. Beloyski quite low. Terrified as well. Raging Santos to find more space, but Super Key will be his first casualty. Traded by Beloyski. Valentina falls as well. Double for Super Ken. But it will be the trade as Marky finds the double as well.
Who was it worth it for?
I think it's worth for GEEKFAM. The more kills they get, especially in the hands of Marky. Look at that. The Uranus getting chucked down big time. But Siva is able to find additional value unless Nile can say something about it.
Oh, good opening, good spot there. But Shiva will be able to escape with the BMI. And again, this is the first Lord. So GEEKFAM will definitely be able to defend this, right? Hopefully with 3 base turrets standing.
Well, if Bigatron wants to really take control of the game and assert their dominance, they have to go for cleaner plays. They can't trade 1 for 1, 2 for 2, or even 3 for 2 like they just did over there. They're going to make sure that GEEKFAM can scale even more and still get some kind of gold income, and that's never good, with Marky scaling ever so close to level 15.
Whoa, that was super close. Super Key is looking for an opening already, doesn't quite find it because of Beloyski's guiding win. Meanwhile, both teams are posturing damage on one another, as we do have a game fact by grab. Beloyski is the first player in MPL ID Season 12 to reach 400 assists. Wow. Facilitator?
Facilitator
Prodigy?
Indeed. Enabler, and take a look now in the game. Where GEEKFAM here, they are holding on, but now I feel like here, Arashi, where the point of GEEKFAM, why they struggle to find a good team fight. Crowd control.
Like I said, 2 roamers, that's great. Who's supposed to engage the fight? And who do you even target? Super Key is immune to the bulk of crowd control. Super Chorizo is too tanky. Siva is mobile. And Super Moreno is, I think, the prime target. But he never really steps up, and when he does, you can see that GEEKFAM has been waiting for the opportunity. With that already happening once, there's no way Bigatron Alpha will give them an easy engage yet again.
So how do they do it? How do they look? Do they go for picks instead? Or picks instead of team fights against Bigatron Alpha?
And they're going to try and use, I think the only thing they can use are the neutral objectives. If the Lord is in the picture, then whether you like it or not, you have to commit, you have to be present in those fights. In the orange buff, you're seeing a semblance of that situation, and it's only an orange buff. Imagine if it is a Lord that has a chance to be a secondary frontliner for GEEKFAM and allow them to really take advantage of Marky and all that protection. I think giving up a Lord is the worst case scenario for Bigatron Alpha, so they need to be very careful, and like I said, control the game and mitigate the risks.
Alright, but as longer the game goes, whose composition does it favor? But Beloyski goes in for a pick.
Oh, they have to be careful here. Hard guard pops as well. Oh, Super Key. Raging Sands over the backside now. Chive with the win of nature. Can he do it? Raging Duet will not be enough as Luke will not find the kill. Chive stands, but at the end of the day, he will fall. Super Key, next target, Nile, and Beloyski is on it. Nile finding the double. Oh, Super Moreno now in a trouble. Isolated, immobilized everything. as Niall finds the triple.
We were asking how exactly are GEEKFAM supposed to win these team fights, and that's exactly how. A brilliant display of mechanics from Geek to be able to use that flicker to juke, get Shive down, and take him out eventually. And this is a 4-man knockout by GEEKFAM.
Wait a
and they
minute.
look to go in for the mid lane. Can they look for an end here?
Super Ken not having clear, but seems like the base turret in the mid lane will fall. Again, Martis will now have no clear. There you go. The Lord has been initiated by GEEKFAM. I wonder how Bigatron will recover.
That's going to be the Lord, like we said, worst case scenario for Bigatron. So they're trying to go for a fight knowing that the Lord was going to be up soon, but they overcommit, and Steve getting caught out so early right there means that they lack that damage for the prolonged team fight. No one to shred through the big shields that GEEKFAM has. Momento tried his best, and so did Super Ken. But the Martis and Valentina, they're not exactly the best source for constant DPS. Now with the Lord, this is the moment where Bigatron Alpha are the ones on the back foot. They don't have the best of clears. All they have is damage, and they have to execute perfectly. And if they don't, GEEKFAM is going to take full advantage of this technical 6v5.
All three lanes are pushing here. Arashi Gani, Bigatron Alpha. They need to defend this as fast as they can. Marky is the first one to be close there, but Beloyski is looking for an engage already.
Now the what the heck? What the heck happened there? Shive pushed it down. Now the Lord still stands, but again, it's not a very tanky Lord. Luke jumps in with a raging sandstorm, still okay. Destroyed a base to top lane. Super Ken Sorizo cannot handle the damage. Sorizo taken down as well as Super Ken as GEEKFAM base wide open. The pendulum will swing to the GEEKFAM side in this first game.
The Geeks lead the series, this best of 5 series, with a 1-0. But we'd like to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, again, in this best of 5, it is no longer